Go. Yes. Now I believe I'm live, and we are officially 3 minutes late, and you can blame me, but
Yes.
I don't care at the moment. Okay. Let's see what we got real quick. I am looking. Look at Cheryl's already saying ST is late. I'm 3 minutes late. Y'all give me a break. I'm never late, but I am tonight. Anyway, and Marvin Norton's here, which I really can't believe that's going on. Anyway, it's Tuesday night. It's probably, well, we'll talk about that later. Y'all came here for the smoothest transition, for the longest running show. I'm under pressure tonight, so I don't have like a real like funny ha 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 yeah opening and all that shit. So let's just get right to it. Smoothest transition. What is going on, folks? It is the True Vapor Show number 467. Yes, we are down a man tonight. Mike had to fly out to some country that I can't even pronounce, and I'm not going to attempt to, but they know he's a celebrity, and they wanted him in their country as an ambassador to open new vape shops, and that's where he's at. And if y'all think I'm lying, I'll put my hand on a stack of burning disposables if y'all believe that shit. So anyway, you know what? I don't even really feel like I've had a chance just to kind of like sit and go, ooh yeah, just kind of chill. This has been a busy ass day. And now it's finally come to a point where I can kind of sit here and chill for a minute. But anyway, I don't know. I'm not even going to bore y'all with the damn buffet tonight because I can tell you this. Mark, what are you vaping on? What's one thing you're vaping on that I'm pretty sure we've seen a million times?
Believe it or not, I got something brand new.
Well, I'll take it back. Do your buffet.
I don't know what the fuck it's called. Hold on, I got a box. It's called the Vapors Cloud. I don't know what the fuck this thing is called.
Oh. So that was your little thing that they were going to send to you.
There we go.
What?
The Ascent?
Ascent. Okay.
Ascent. There we go.
Is that like a like a holy cross there on that at the end for the T? And
that's what it looked like.
And some kind of like religious type mod that you'll go to hell for vaping on?
The tank is a little sub-ohm tank on there.
Not it's bad. A little stubby.
A little cute.
Little stubby.
Got that. Vaping on some Golden Gram from Mr. Brett Whitney right there. Just damn good juice. And then, of course, we got the Argus as always with some Ginger's juice in there.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep. Ginger is definitely a sellout. All right. As always, Boxer with the tripod and, some of that sellout juice that Phil makes that he still hadn't hooked me up. And another Boxer with the little miniature dwarf right there. And in that, I got some of that sellout juice Mr. Ginger made right there. And Devin, thank you for the donation. He said to interrupt Mark's buffet. And if I would have read that quicker, we could have interrupted him, but I wasn't looking at the moment. So, real quick, Neil says, ST got so excited about the news of the vice president pick, he lost track of time. I seen that, and I'm just like,
I don't even know who that guy is.
He's the governor of Minnesota.
Is that a bad thing or a good thing?
Well,
or no comment.
look what side he's running with. So
yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Anyway, there have been so many memes, just like all the Biden memes. They're coming strong with Harris memes now, which a lot of them are they're funny as shit. Everyone I've read so far, I've gotten a pretty good chuckle out of, but
oh yeah, they're getting crazy.
It's just like it's fun to read all this shit, and there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. But I'm almost at that point now. I'm ready to get this election done. I hope the election goes the correct way. I hope everybody's happy. And I hope we move on from this shit because I'm kind of at this point now. It's kind of like when the C got started up. We were all like interested and it was new and it was all over the news. And every time there was some kind of press conference about the C, Everybody in this world was glued to their internet or their TV watching this shit. And then when it kind of consistently was like the same things being said over and over and over, and weeks turned into months and yada yada, everybody kind of got, you know what? I'm sick of listening to this shit. So,
Yeah, tell me about it.
but there you go.
Politics everywhere.
Anyway, so I don't have a damn thing new opposed to vaping. Mark does, and Mark's killing it over here with what he's got. So.
One mod.
Is it going to change the way we vape?
No.
Well, damn.
I mean, it reminds me of like a bunch of other mods, just the shape of it. Like it's got the shape of a lot of other popular mods.
Yeah.
And it's got this. I think it's got the same chip as their, or what? I forgot what mod. I don't know. I just opened it up today. So, but the tank is cool.
Didn't vape? It's Vapor Clouds, right? Mm-hmm. Aren't they the ones that did like Bogan's device and Grant?
Yep.
So does it have that same chip that they were using in those?
I think it's got the chip that's in the Grimm's mod. I'm pretty well. At least it scrolls the same way. So I'm assuming it seems to be a little updated though. The screen on here. I don't know. Like I said, I just opened it up this morning.
Now, wasn't Grimm's device too one of those? Like if something happened to the board, you could pull it out and change it real quick. Like, wasn't it like Bogan's device? Wasn't his?
I think Grimm's. I don't think you could do that, but once again, I don't know because I haven't done all my homework yet. But it's pretty. Like it's nice and small. Dual 18650. The tank is. I forget the name of the tank. Is the. I don't know. Somebody in chat will say the name of the tank.
Lucifer tank.
No.
I mean, since we got the big cross on there, is the cross inverted on the back?
I think it is. Hold on, the tank has the same name as one of. I don't know. This just goes to shows you how out of touch I am with something that's not a disposable.
With vaping in general.
Pretty much. Can we do a little?
I know you're not out of taste of what that money tastes like, but anyway.
Yeah. Unboxing. Da-da-da. The shift tank.
Ooh.
So this is a little kind of dark there, but that's the black one.
Nice.
It's pretty sweet. I don't know why they contact me. Like these guys only. For some reason, it's like the UK. It's not the ones that are in the States. I don't know if they had like. Is there a Vapors Cloud in the States? Because this is the UK Vapors Cloud. Like they sent this from the UK. I don't know.
I'm so far out of the loop with all this shit. Anytime I say something, I'm a damn lie. So I wouldn't know. I can't. It's not that. I guess I'm just not interested to know exactly. What information I want to obtain nowadays is not the information I used to look for. Anytime something new come out, I was always curious where it came from, where they're doing this or that. And now it's just about seeing it, and I don't really care about its origin or anything like that. But
exactly.
And Ed said, put that in with my package.
I will definitely put it in with your package.
He's going to send you the used one. Don't think you're getting the new one. So
I wish they sent extra coils. They always send a tank, but nobody sends extra coils anymore. They want to actually buy them. Son of a bitch.
You know what I'm curious about? Hasn't Ed been waiting on you forever for a package?
About 4 months to be exact.
Holy shit. Ed, I could have told you within the first couple of weeks if you didn't see it. You ain't never going to see that shit. So,
but then again, I still got your liquid package too. So.
Oh, I bet you that shit's been open and you've used all the shit up.
It's still in the package.
Who is that dude again?
FDH. What's his name? Kaz.
Yeah, if you're watching, I'm still waiting on my package. I thought, me and Mark being somewhat of friends, I thought he'd have sent it by now, but I guess that's not the case. So
that just shows you haven't been to the post office in a long time.
There it is.
What's up, Brett?
What's up, Brett? So, I know I've got one product that I'm sitting on that needs a review, that there's got to be some other things happen before that review's made. I'm guessing you're the same.
There you go. That's what you're waiting. Yep, we're all waiting.
And I believe so. I got hit up. Now, this was a good while back, and I think Mark got hit up too by Mr. Fogg. They got some new shit coming out. But apparently, they reached out the other night and said there's a little bit of delays in their shit, but it's, I guess, coming down the road or some shit. So,
Yep, they told me the same thing.
so I know there's roughly two that's coming out of this stable, and that's probably about it. But Marvin says, Mark, don't throw it away when you run out of liquid. It's able to refill. What the shit?
It's not a disposable.
What are we talking
Hey,
about?
Marvin. Yeah, I'm assuming he's referring to this. Don't throw it out.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. Yeah,
I'm so used to these things.
I'm so used to you having a damn disposal. And I did do this, and I'm sure there's people out there that are curious too. I rarely do this, and it's so fucking stupid. I mean, it's really stupid that there can be some cool devices come out, and I look at it and I go, oh, that's pretty cool. And then there's a pod that comes out, and I'm kind of like, oh, I think I wouldn't mind having that right there. Again, it makes absolutely no sense, but that's just the way it is. But Mark's been flashing around that one pod forever, talking about how freaking good it is. And I kind of got a feel out of this one what it's going to be like. But I do like that little boxiness and the battery on that one.
The battery
Yes.
lasts forever on this thing.
So I contacted the auto parts store to see what we're looking like here, and he's about to have them at the auto parts store, and that would be Brad's. So if you're curious and maybe want to do like get a new part for your car, he's going to have those parts coming in soon. So
Yeah, this with either the 0.4. I'm running the 0.7 on here at only 16 watts, and it vapes still really good.
yeah,
And I can vape it the whole day and not even have to charge it.
because I'm well, he sent me some things too, like all the colors and everything, and they've got some pretty cool, like that really matters colors, but I am kind of picky on colors normally, and Brad can tell you this. If Brad was in this chat right now, if you were to ask him, what does ST normally say that he wants for a color? It's either going to be black or green. Those are, or gunmetal. Those are normally my three colors that
I'll go with red or
kind of
black.
gravitate towards. But what device are we talking about, Mark? You want to hold that? The one that Mark's been holding up for like ever now.
The little Argus A from Vupu.
That's
And all you got to do is just hit the button 2 times, and then you can get rid of the little stupid
little fire pit
animation.
going on. Yeah.
Yeah, you just 1, 2, and then it'll turn all that crap off.
But it's the pod is similar to the Argus what was this one again? The Argus.
I forget, but it's got a 0.4 and a 0.7.
But the pods themselves, I think, are kind of similar to what he's using. And I've liked this one, and I've used this a whole lot, but I like that kind of little boxier type thing. Even though I believe the battery's pretty damn good in this one, because I noticed it lasts a while too, but I do like the vape on this one. So, matter of fact, a lot of times when I leave the house and if I'm just taking a pod, this is normally the one I take, other than the Caliburn, because I like the battery of how long it lasts in it. Now, my day-to-day shit, when I throw something in like a pocket, I normally carry this one because this can kind of get me through the times I need it to, but because this one's got a little bit more weight on it.
Yeah, I don't know what batteries they're using in these little Vupu mods, but they're pretty superior to the other pods.
It ain't like the weight of something like that right there, but it starts pushing kind of close. But Aspire just brought out a new 80-watt pod.
80 watts.
Holy shit! Why?
Look who's in chat.
Why do they hold on? Why are they doing an 80-watt pod?
Is that even a pod system anymore?
That's more like an AIO or some bullshit, isn't it?
I would even an AIO. Yeah, I guess maybe. Yeah. But 80 watts, that's pretty.
I mean, you're 80 watts. You're DLing. You're not doing restricted or
No,
MTL on an 80 watts. So
definitely not.
I wonder if it's going to be one of those things that has like all kind of different pods and different like tips. I don't even know what the damn thing looks like, so I don't know.
80-watt pod. Or maybe they're just calling it a pod just to go with the whole pod theme.
Could be, could be. So, I noticed that I've got to watch just part of one, but I haven't sat through a whole one yet. I noticed
Oh, yeah, they're kind of long.
I noticed you're in the bike riding game now.
I'm bike riding every day.
I was actually going to kind of mess with you because it seemed like I hadn't seen shit. And then last week when we were talking about the e-bike thing, all of a sudden I see a video crank out of you live out riding a bike, and I was like, "Look at this son of a bitch."
Yeah, I'm not attempting to lure in any Chinese companies with an e. Now, if somebody contacts me about a regular bike, I'm going to say, yeah, e-bike, no.
What about a full-size e-bike?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't want to.
Dude, oh. All right, folks, we're going down this rabbit hole for a little while. So if you're like sitting at the edge of your seat waiting for us to say the word vape or vaping devices, you're going to have to hold on a couple because I got something else I want to talk about. So you're kind of in the bike riding game now. And kudos to you, brother. I'm glad that you're doing it. Hell, I need to be doing it, but I would probably be dead somewhere if I did it. But my thing is, just because it's an electric bike, it's not fully assisted. So it's not that you're hopping on a bike and then hitting some throttle and you're never pedaling. You can do that on some of them up to a certain point, but it's still more of an assisted type thing. So like, say you're hitting some huge hills and you ain't got quite that. You've been out for a long time and you're like, you know what? I am going to die, but the only way to get home is me climbing this big tall hill. You would have some assisted help there with it.
I believe depends on why you're riding your bike. Like I'm riding it to try to exercise and lose weight, so I don't want any assistance. Like I went up a very small hill the other day and I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I'd rather do that than I don't want to have any kind of assistance because I think it might take away from the fact of me exercising. Now, if I was just riding around just a joyride and I weighed like, 190, then hell yeah, give me an e-bike all day long because I don't need to exercise. But
well, holy shit.
Yeah, it would take away from the pedal.
Daryl Shernigan is in the chat.
Holy shit, look at this.
And he says, I still ride my Cannondale, but I've been admiring the e-bikes recently.
Damn, Cannondale, look at that. That's fucking...
But that means, if y'all don't know who Daryl Shernigan is, that's Quest for Vape right there, who used to be on this show here. That means... if Daryl gets an e-bike, you can guarantee his channel is going to be revived and there's going to be bikes all over that son of a bitch. Watch. So that's just my prediction. But anyway, It's good to see you, Daryl. But I don't know. Like I say, man, I don't think it's something that's working against you because you can still do normal shit on an e-bike. But like if you get into some tricky situations, you kind of got the little to help you out right there.
Yeah, I'm more of like, I want to work myself up to it. I feel like an e-bike would just kind of kill the point of doing this. Even though it'll give me a little help when I need it, like I don't want that help. I just want to...
Maybe look at it like this. I mean, I don't know if you have a certain like length you're trying to go or a time length or however the case is. I'm assuming you're just kind of like doing what you want to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But you could push yourself to go out further. But again, if you got to a point like, holy shit, why did I do this? You've got some assistance to get back home somewhat if you need it.
I think I would have to try an e-bike to see how they ride without any assistance. If they ride as good as a regular bike, like without the assisting part or the E
Yeah.
part or any of that, like if they still ride as good, if they're is it easy to pedal without the assistance, then I can probably see getting one because then I can ride like downtown, like all the way from where I
Well,
live.
well, think
That'd
about
be
it like
nice.
this. I haven't been on a bike in forever, but I've noticed the trending thing, and I don't know if it's just for e-bikes, but I know e-bikes seem to have this. Like they got like the oversized tires on these things. I wonder if that helps with like bumps and shit, where it kind of like creates a little bit more of a shock absorber to the bike. So you're not taking such a fucking beating on these things.
Yeah, but I've learned like the bigger the tires, the
The,
slower and the heavier the ride. Like if you want to,
I got you.
depends on how. Like if you're looking for speed, you want something thin, light. But if you're going through like bike trails and shit, then obviously you want fat tires and
Yeah.
suspension and all that. But so I guess it really depends once again, like how you're riding it and why you're riding it. And chafing, yeah, the chafing part is. I got a pair of bike shorts I bought today that has like a pad in the groin area,
Damn.
and boy, it feels weird. It feels like
Damn.
someone's grabbing you when you put these shorts on. It doesn't feel natural at all.
Is the seat killing your ass yet? I'm sure it
Yeah.
has
Oh,
to be.
oh yeah. It's whenever I go to the bathroom, it's like, is there something wrong? But it's just
Yeah.
it'll take probably a good month to stiffen things up down there.
I don't know, man. It just seems like I don't for somebody like me. So I haven't just divulged a bunch of my past history, but I was in a pretty traumatic accident many years ago. Damn near killed me, and it did a bunch of damage to my legs. So as I've gotten older, it's made life gets a little tougher and tougher. Of course, it don't help having weight on me either, but weight or no weight, I'm always going to have like some issues. But I can't tell you, I mean, it's been shit. Dude, it's been at least almost 30 years, I would have to think, since I've been on any bike. Now, I'm certain I could just hop on one and ride it. I don't have a fear of getting on one for anything, but I can only imagine with some of the aches that I deal with on a daily basis. I'm sure it would get incorporated into trying to pedal a bike all over town too.
Yeah.
So I kind of wonder sometimes if I got into that routine, if an electric bike would suit me better. Of course, it'd
Probably
have to be
would.
a
Yeah.
big boy, obviously, but I don't know.
I'd rather have an old school three-wheel bike than have an e-bike. Like one of those nice like old man cruiser bikes with the three wheels and the
Holy
big
shit.
basket in the back.
Yep.
That'd be perfect.
With like candy and shit so you could
Yep.
lure kids up to it. There you go.
Not have to worry about my balance or anything. Just that'd be absolutely perfect.
What's up, Robbie Nix? I hadn't seen you in forever. Hope you're doing good there, sir.
What's up, Robbie?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's been I'm trying to think the last time I used to ride a bike all the time. Matter of fact, me and a buddy of mine, we had mountain bikes, and we used to just we rode all the freaking time. And but obviously, it's like anything else. You just kind of, I think I lost interest in it more than anything. But
A tricycle, yes. Well, I don't think they're called tricycles for adults. I think they're called
no,
three-wheel. I think they're three-wheelers. I don't know what they're called for adults.
you need that freaking thing that what's his face got down there in Florida.
Oh,
That
I would love one of those bikes. The
that
one you
thing you
just lay
sit
back
down
in.
in and just like do because you're still pedaling, but you're like
Yeah,
in a recliner pedaling that joker.
that is that. When I seen that dude's video, that was the coolest bike. But then when he said he had to finance it, I'm like, wow, those things were like what $5,000-6,000 or some shit.
Shit, that's the cheap ones, I think.
Yeah, fuck, that's way too expensive for a bike.
And apparently they fold up pretty compact that you can get it into a vehicle, like if you took it somewhere. But he really, I think, lives in some retirement area, and there's like all kind of folks doing that shit already. But I don't know, man. Something like that, I think I would be even more nervous in because I've seen his video, and it's almost like he's too comfortable. And like he don't give a shit if a car came just plowing up behind him and ran his ass over. At least with the 2-wheel bike, I feel like I got a little bit more response or maybe some way of hopping off of it or getting off of it before I'm like a stain in the road. But that thing, dude, you're like so laid back and chilling
Like
in
laying
that thing.
down.
There's no way you could physically get out quick enough if a car is just barreling towards you. So
They do look they look nice.
and I don't know if I wonder if those are assisted somehow.
I think they have the option. I think he said they had the option, but they were a lot more expensive.
Yeah,
Have you
that's a
tried of the bike? Try roller skates. Holy, I'd definitely break my neck with a pair of roller skates on.
holy crap. I could be sitting down, just put the pair on and break something.
Dude, I haven't roller skated since I was probably 12 years old.
You know what? When I was a kid, that was the one thing that I could never master. I don't know. Of course, when we were kids and, before we got into all the crazy shit, the Friday night thing was to go to the skating rink. Of course, you still getting into trouble with shit up there. But, all these folks were up there doing their thing and jamming out to some good music and just, and then you watch it. And if you watch somebody long enough, you're like, you know what? These are the only motions I need to do. And I can be that dude out there just like going 90 miles an hour. But as soon as I would stand up and try to, it's like, nope, for whatever reason, I could never get my bearings on some shit like that. So,
I used to love the roller rink though. That was like the ultimate hangout.
but I
Kid.
did start to get the hang of ice skating a little bit. And they had a place here where it was an indoor rink open to the public, and I tried that. Some corset, you holding the rail a little bit, but it's like after a while, for whatever reason, I could start doing that and was able to do it. But the skating part, I could never master.
Yeah, skating I probably could do a little bit better than ice skating. No, hell no.
Uh,
Thank you, Emil, aka Emily.
Vapor X says, turn in the bike, get a sauna. They probably got them on Amazon. I don't know how much they are, but he could
Probably
set
do.
one up in the backyard with all the other shit. So, but yeah, I'm happy for you, man. I hope you stick with it and don't like. It's so easy to have your mind set in that right direction of doing things, and it's like you wake up one morning, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna take a break today, and then that break turns into 2 days and 3 days, and next thing you know, the shit's collecting dust outside again. So
Yep.
I hope you stick with that shit.
I'm gonna do my best. I need to watch the more news more often. What's going on?
And I was just notified before we went live. Hope, shut up! Damn cat. I was notified that Marks has stepped up into the iPhone world on me now. So he couldn't wait the month and a half with the new ones about to drop. He gets it towards the very end of this model being outdated now. So
I realize what Apple does. They wait. Would they wait to give people the simplest features, like USB-C port that every phone has had, but once you get it, you're so happy, like, oh my god, this is the best thing in the world. Like, that's
Yep.
what I'm more excited about is that USB-C port, which every phone have had for like 5 years probably.
I know.
The iPhone just got it. Now it's like the best thing in the world.
And I was trying to ask him because we both, his previous model was the one that I have now. So I was asking him like, so what's the best thing that you're seeing? And that's the first thing he says. And I'm waiting to hear some internal thing that's like, holy shit. But he's talking about USB. But you know what? I'm sitting here on the desk, and the only thing that I have that's lightning is two things, and that's the phone
And the
and
mouse.
at the present moment, the buds. Yeah, my mouse and keyboard, I forget about that. They are that too. But everything else that's sitting around is USB Type C. So, and I've got a few good cords that I've bought, like what I use to charge my drone and other things. And it's like, man, it'd be nice just to have these like two
One cord.
cables and not have to worry. Because I'll have multiple things going because I got one of these big, oh God, it's like a 120 watt freaking,
Uh,
you plug it into the wall and it's fast charges, like super quick. But I have to use that to charge my drone batteries, or the drone batteries would take a week to charge up. With these, I can get all three charged within like an hour and a half. So,
and I can't believe when you buy this phone, they don't give you a charging block. They just give you the cable. Of what
well, that's
all
been
that
the,
money? That's a ripoff.
but that's been the same thing they've been doing now for years.
Yeah, but it's not like you can use. I mean, you can use a standard charging block, but to take full advantage of the quick charge, like you need a $30, $40 charging block.
That is true. That's true.
That's talk about getting it up the
So that
butthole.
means that you had, did you go out and purchase a,
No, I have a few laying around that I can
okay.
use that had the fast charging, but for like a normal person, they're gonna be like, oh, now I got to buy the charging block for $40. Like that's a ripoff.
Well, I did watch a video the other day just to kind of see like where we were at because they're about to have their like what do they call it? The WW, what is it when
W
Apple
I forgot what they call WWDC or
or
some. I
something
don't know.
like that. So when they do their launch and they have their big thing on YouTube and all that crap, normally you're right at about the point that you know exactly what all features and what all the newest phone's going to look like before they even do the introduction. So I was kind of skimming some of the more popular videos that would possibly have, and not just some made up bullshit that they like to throw in, but they were talking about how they were still pretty disappointed that I guess one thing this year, again, where I know Android and all this shit's past it, but the wireless charging, how quick some of these other phones will charge wirelessly. And apparently the 16 is supposed to up their game a little bit, but it's still not going to touch what most of these other phones will do on a wireless charge. Now, I don't charge like that anyway, but
Slow. That's why I don't use it.
it does. You do kind of wonder at times. I know we used to always make jokes like, well, they're going to perfect it before they put it out. But it's kind of like, dude, they've got the money and the manpower to perfect this shit a long time ago. It's like, why are we waiting now?
That's what I'm saying. They make people wait for like the most obvious feature, and then once they eventually release it years later, people get excited because
Yeah.
so wireless charging will probably be perfected on iPhones like when iPhone 20 comes out, and people are like, "Oh my god, it's so great!" When it's been around for like 6 years on Android.
Yeah. I mean, you can still go out there and look on freaking Google or whatever and look up what like the top 5 companies in the world are, and Apple sitting at within the top 5. So obviously they still know what they're doing when it comes to making money. So
Yep.
folks are still buying the shit up. But I'm not gonna lie to you, if I wasn't so vested into all this Apple stuff, this might have been the year I might have transitioned into something else just to give it a ride.
Yeah, I was debating that Android. I think the one that Mike's got. I think the newest one, whichever one that is.
Yeah,
But I'm like, oh, then everything I have to like everything won't just go together,
exactly. And that's
sync together.
I've already like built something around one thing, and I'll be damned if I want to have to do all that again. So I don't know.
That's how they get you.
Ginger said, "Now that would be a good upgrade if the iPhone 16 came with Android." Well, they might pretty soon. Who knows?
Yeah, wireless is great when you put your phone down at charge. If you need a big charge, you plug it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you just like kind of sit at your desk and just plop it on there, then it's a great idea.
But apparently, because I don't do a whole lot of research and like wonder about how things wirelessly charge, because I never have gotten that habit of doing stuff like that. The only thing that I have wireless, and there's still, to me, there's basically a wire, and that's my watch, because I'm putting it on a magnetic pad to do
Yeah.
it. But I guess Android's kind of had that down to a science of fast charging to where Apple's just like, I think it's like 15 to 20 watts or some crap. I don't know.
And then plus, like, I don't think all cases work with wireless charging either. So if you have a favorite case, like I like to use the whatever the hell they're called. I don't think they work with wireless
Oh, the
charging.
MagSafe.
Yeah, you gotta get a MagSafe case, and
Yeah.
yeah, like
Vaping Golfer says Warren Buffett just sold half of his Apple stock. Well, Warren Buffett doesn't have to do anything. That man's rich beyond all that shit already. Brian says I've got a Google Pixel 8 that should last at least 5 years. Well, I'm over 3 years on this iPhone that I'm in, and I never typically go that long in a phone, but somehow I
I had mine
managed.
for quite a while too.
Yeah, well, we're about the same because I think we got ours almost at the
Yeah,
same time.
I think
But
so.
I don't know. I'm still at that point though. The phone thing is not as fun as what it used to be.
No,
There's no like, ooh, I got to hurry up and get this shit because I already know when I step into a newer one, it'll be nice just because I'm sure it will run a bit faster and seamless and have a few little goodies on it. But it won't take me but less than 2 weeks, and it'll just be another phone that I've got, and I'm using it for whatever I'm using it for. And that little bit of newness to it is going to be long gone. So,
yep, that's exactly how this was. It was new to me for a day, and then after that, I'm like, yep, same phone, just
yep.
treat it the same way.
So you said that's what you're using on your bike
Yeah,
rides? Why aren't you using a GoPro?
because the GoPro, you could only have that thing turned on for like 20 minutes, and it overheats.
Overheat. Yeah, that does suck too on those. Well, that's if you're trying to do 4K on it. What if you dropped it?
Even 1080, like, and I'm out when I'm out. It's like usually like 90 degrees outside, and those GoPros, they ain't made to be on for longer than 20 minutes.
Well, as long as you keep that bike pedaling, son, you should have some nice air blowing over it.
That's what you would think, but nope, it never works like that.
This is what I'm bad about. Any device that I have that I can run to the max, like the drone. The drone does 4K 60. A lot of people don't like 4K 60. They either want like 4K 30 or they want 1080 60. But if this drone does 4K 60, that's what I'm going to run it in because when I upload the videos, I'm like amazed at what it looks like in my eyes. If other people don't like it, oh well. But I'm same way like when I record shit, like messing around with my iPhone. I'm 4K 60 all the time. I never take it out of that to go to anything less.
Oh, see, I haven't never done 4K 60 with my
Oh
iPhones.
my God, the video is
Too,
like
too
freak.
afraid.
Oh, I love it.
I have
4K
to try
60
that.
is the best. When I do all my like knife shorts, I do
Hmm.
it in 4K 60, but obviously YouTube dumbs it down a hair when it gets traded off to be a short.
Ever
So
done a
even,
long video though in 4K 60, like
oh
a
yeah,
lengthy, and they can
oh yeah,
hold
it
up
can
pretty
handle
well?
it. It can handle it.
I gotta try it then.
It's amazing looking. So, and then too, if you got like a Mac to watch shit on, your Mac screen is going to make it also look magnificent. So,
13 Pro Max I gave to the miss. Samsung 22 Ultra screen and camera shits all over Apple. See, don't say that. I just bought a new iPhone.
but that's what I always hear though. I always hear a lot of people say, especially when it comes to videos and pictures. I hear people say all the time that Android's always got Apple beat. I'm used to what Apple looks like, but I mean, it's not like I'm not on social media. I see people recording things with Android phones, and some of them are pretty amazing. The video
Are they?
quality you would see on them. So,
Son of a bitch.
but I always hear from a lot of people too, and these are people that might not be long-term users of an Android, but I always seem to hear that there's a bit more of a learning curve with an Android,
Oh yeah,
like going
definitely.
into shit opposed to how Apple makes their stuff. So,
I haven't had an Android since I think the original Note or like the Note 8. I can only imagine how complicated Android is probably nowadays.
especially for as long as what we've been doing, and we know how
Yeah.
to, because year after year, even though they might tweak or do some different things in iOS, it's still never out of reach of being able just to thumb
It's
through
really
and get to
simple.
what you need to do. So, but I don't know.
iMessage is the best.
I do love that. I hate the green bubbles of texting. That drives me nuts.
Samsung is always a year ahead.
They're probably actually further than that ahead, but
Yeah, I mean, I'll agree with that. Android is always farther ahead. I don't, for some reason, I think Apple kind of waits to just kind of perfect it, I think is what
yeah.
it is. I don't know. Who knows? I have no idea. But all I know is I got USB-C, and that's all I'm happy about.
Yep.
Thank you, Georgia boy. I need to trim this motherfucker. It's getting a little out of control.
Just let it grow. Dude, be one of those dudes that's got your shit like down to here.
I think it's all like nappy looking and
Yeah, I don't know. What's happening, Georgia boy? I know I messed up a few weeks ago. I was trying to trim my shit and then boogered it up. And I was so pissed off. And I was like, "Rrr." I started just shaving the major part of my beard off. And y'all can already see it's growing back pretty quick because I'm on track to get it back pretty fast. But I hate when I do, because my eyesight is getting a little bit worse. I do hate when I'm trying to do some like real fine things and
yep,
even some stuff up. And I'll look in the mirror after I've done it and realize like one side's a little lower than it needed to be. And I'm like,
yep.
dude, there's no way I can fix it without it looking stupid. And I get so pissed, I go, "Rrr," and just hack it all
Happens
off
all
real
the time.
quick.
Apple going for the niche crowd of dedicated follower. I think it's more like the ecosystem. Like once you're into the
Yes.
whole Apple thing, like you're just so comfortable with it. Like Apple TV and Mac and iPad and iPhone and everything just like works so easy together. It's like
That's the one thing that I think people that have always used Android don't realize about Apple. I know everybody's got their own thing, but when you use a lot of these products every single day and you realize how seamless they all work together, it's like you don't ever want to give that up because
mhm.
my computer, my phone, my buds, my watch, sometimes the iPad, these are things that I use on a daily basis and they all intertwine and work perfectly. So I don't know.
Lance Armstrong Jr. That's far from that one.
What's up, Bachelor? Uh, and Ginger's in here trying to sell stuff for T-Mobile. Thank you, Ginger. Ginger has officially hooked up with T-Mobile, by the way. So if you're on the T-Mobile site, you might see some of his devices on there.
I have an iPad and MacBook, but always have Samsung. So now, Shirley, you got to get an iPhone. If you got a MacBook and an iPad, it only makes sense.
It really does. Oh, by the way, and I just stumbled across this afternoon. I really haven't been on Facebook just a whole lot, but I was skimming through earlier. And do you remember? Oh my God! And I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna forget the name already. You remember Katie Tucker?
Yep.
Do you remember her boyfriend or husband?
I yeah, I remember I met him. He came out with an RDA. I remember.
Yeah, it was Broken Home or something
Yeah, there
like
you go.
that.
Broken home, and he had the
But I
coil.
don't remember his real name.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
But their house apparently burned down.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, and I was looking
Oh,
on there,
Jesus.
and they lost pretty much everything. So they got a GoFundMe that they had just put up on there. It it
Holy shit.
it looks like there's a whole lot of people that's already kind of seen it and been acting upon it. But I haven't seen Katie Tucker in chat in for like ever. I don't know if they quit.
Yeah, I
Kind
don't know
of
if they
like,
were still vaping or whatever happened. Like,
I think he is, but I don't know
still
if
vaping?
she is. But I don't know. It always seemed like she was in chat and he never was. But and that was really all the shows. And then it kind of, I think she transitioned just to watching yours or commenting in yours more than anything. But
That's fucking crazy.
I haven't seen that name in forever. So that kind of caught my eye because her name was attached to all that right there. But yeah, it was, that was sad to see right there. But,
That is horrible.
they need to make a phone with a 510 connection. Well, actually,
They had a case.
they had a case, and back in the day, and this is like when I almost first started vaping, Tia had one.
Oh, did she have one?
Because her and Indoor Smokers were sitting on a couch, and it was like it was like an OtterBox case for an iPhone.
Yep.
And it had a big 510 on the top of it. Of course, it wasn't interacting with the phone by any means, but it was just a thing that you slid your phone into that still had a firing button on it, and you could have it, which, if you think about it, is completely stupid. But
Yeah, that's the craziest thing.
I don't know. Back then, probably everything seemed like, oh my God, you can put these two together. But
I remember that thing. Never got one, but I remember. I'm gonna see if there was.
Marvin says, Bachelor, cool on your graduation today. Graduation? What did Bachelor graduate from?
I have no idea.
Did he just get his
I
his
I have
GED?
no idea. I have absolutely no clue what they're talking about.
I don't either. I'm like focusing in on people's shit. Ginger said there is a bike play on the iPhone 15.
What the fuck is bike play?
I think Ginger might be hitting on the schnapps right now, so he might have like accidentally typed something wrong there. I don't know.
I guess that iPhone vape case is still real.
Is it? How much is it?
Let's see, is it still available for sale? It's called a vape case, but I don't see it for sale anywhere. But it's still floating around. Like all the pictures and videos are still out there. Oh, wait, maybe it is. No, I don't see it.
They don't even have a price connected to it anymore?
No, there's no
Damn.
website. But it was pretty ridiculous.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, congratulations there, Bachelor. He said he finished chemo today. That's awesome.
Happy birthday, Bachelor. I didn't know your birthday was tomorrow. I gotta wait for Facebook to notify me.
Oh, well, here, you'll get you an early happy birthday, Bachelor. Happy birthday to you. Normally, I would tell that to Marvin, and we haven't officially shouted Marvin out because I'm still kind of shocked, I can't even speak, that Marvin showed up on time. But make sure y'all say happy birthday to Marvin Norton, too, the oldest piece of shit in vaping.
Oh, it's like CarPlay, but connects to your bike. Ginger, that's not a real thing. Don't be starting rumors.
Well, he did tag a question mark at the end of that, so. And that one kind of flew over my head because I wasn't really thinking about CarPlay, but that does, I guess, kind of make some sense what he's trying to say. See, but if you had an e-bike, don't
Then
they
it
have
probably
like little
connect.
screens on them with some
Yep.
shit? I wonder
They
if
sure
you
do.
could, like Bluetooth, and which I don't know why in the hell you would need to, but who knows?
I admit some of those bikes that Zophie reviewed, they look pretty cool, but I think that's only if you're like 120 pounds. Like
But here's
they
the
went pretty
thing.
fast too.
Here's the thing. They have the big boy bikes out there for the larger folks. Because like I said, when that company reached out, it was all for the lightweight folks. I needed something for a big boy, and they only had one, and that was the best in their lineup.
But imagine the size battery that would be on a big boy e-bike. It's got to be gigantic.
It was a 750 volt amp watts. I don't remember, but I think that was the largest number they were offering in the battery size. I don't keep up with what all the battery shit is with the e-bike stuff, but
Off-road 2.8 kilowatt, 1200 watt full suspension e-bike for big people. $2,400. Looks like a fucking motorcycle. Look at the size of the battery on that thing. Holy Jesus! If that battery were ever to catch fire, you would make it.
oh, you would
Right,
because you'd be getting off that thing quicker than you ever would, and you know you'd burn some pounds getting off. So, but dude, I mean, I'm sure that this has all been taken into consideration, being that riding a bike, obviously you're outside, but getting caught in a bad storm, I'm guessing has no effect on them.
I would think no. I think those batteries are all encased in they're all waterproof and all that crap.
You'd hope so anyway. If not, that thing's going to start lighting up like a Christmas tree.
I mean, I would. Oh, jeez. I would think. I mean, if you get like a shitty Chinese e-bike, then the batteries are going to be a little kind
Well,
of.
isn't that where most of these are made?
Oh yeah, but they got some like name brand, like I don't know where like all these other name brand bikes are made, if they're made in China or not, but I mean they go for like 10 grand. I'm assuming if you get like a bike like that, but
All right. Well, Marvin just spouted a brand and a year out. He says, I like my e-bike. It's a 2013 FLHTCU.
how the hell do you even spell that or pronounce that?
Well, I don't think that that's actually something you would pronounce. Look that up real quick and see if he's bullshitting or not. Because you know how Marvin gets to sometimes like dreaming about things.
Oh, that's
while
a Harley. That's a Harley.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a Harley.
see, here we go again. Marvin's got like a little Honda, and he does have some pictures on his Facebook page. A buddy of his, or he went to the Harley dealership and sat on a Harley and then took pictures and made it look like it was his. But we know that Marvin is not out riding a Harley.
That stands for an Ultra Classic Electra Glide. And I can guarantee you he ain't riding one of those. Maybe in his 20s he was riding one.
We want proof, Marvin. We don't want dealership pictures and you sitting on bikes. We want proof. We want a video on YouTube.
Yeah,
I tell you what, Marvin, you do this. You make me a video with you on your Harley and you email it over to me and I will put it on the channel. I will put it on the show. We will have like however long the video, and it can't be that long, but we will have quiet time and we will play your video on the show.
Night Clover, those bikes, I just looked them up. They look like little BMX electric bikes. My fat ass would crack. Ooh, they got a 3-wheeler. Look at that. That looks. See, I got to stop looking at these e-bikes.
I'm telling you, man, it's
Gonna pull
look.
me away from reality.
It's like everything else in this world, dude. You kind of keep up with technology, and that's what this world's going to. It's not going to make it in the auto world. We know that. But I think it's going to make it in the bike world pretty much. I mean, it's already been out there for a while, but...
The problem with technology, though, I think it makes people lazier and lazier.
I don't know. I think it has its pros and cons, but I think it has more pros than cons to it. And I think the biggest pros are, again, I think you can still get probably one of the same workouts as that what you're normally getting, but it can be assisted when it needs to be. Dude, you're not some young man anymore. You struggling to go up a hill might trigger something that you don't need happening, especially if you're far away from the house.
It wasn't even a real hill. It was just like a little slight incline. I felt like, holy shit, I'm going to pass out.
So I could see where it could benefit you a lot of times when you need it. And I don't think any of those things go to any great speeds or anything like that.
Why not just? I mean, if you're gonna get an e-bike, why not just get a? What are they called? The mopeds? Do they still make those?
City Bangers just the Surons. Now I see a lot of people. Those are no pedals. That's strictly battery, and those things do get up and go. But they're, I think they're around the 4 or 5 grand.
I seen a chick the other day that was riding one of those single wheel things that you remember Phenom had. I've
Yes,
never seen anyone riding those around here.
those
This
little
one chick,
unicycles.
you know, it's like a little
It's a unicycle.
like a skateboard almost, but one wheel on it. Is it a unicycle? That's what it's
Well,
called.
it's like a large wheel with a big fat motor and a little tiny seat
Yeah,
all
like
encased to
no.
it.
This had no seat on it. You just stand on it, and it's got a
Well,
single wheel in the center.
well, I do know what you're talking about there, but like what Phenom had, his basically you could sit down on it. If you
Oh,
lean into it somewhat, it'll even go faster.
yeah. This chick was just like just zooming across. I'm like, holy shit! I would break my neck just standing on that thing.
What I see a lot of people nowadays, and these things obviously have gotten better over time. The ones you step into that are just two wheel, that are battery, but when they
Yep.
first came out, they were like catching houses on fire and burning everything up. But apparently, they've kind of come a long ways now, and they'll really get up and go. And it's got like a much larger battery in them, but I'm sure it's got a pretty nice, expensive price tag to come with
It's
it.
called the one wheel. Okay, there it goes. It was like a one wheel hoverboard with wheels in the center and your feet are on the side, but it's like I don't know. I guess it was.
Yeah. Ron bought like full leathers for his, like he was going to ride a Harley or a crotch rocket or something, but he's out riding just that crazy thing. Because remember the video he was showing us with all the people in New York on those things with
And they were
the,
flying.
yes, dude, somebody was about to get taken out quick. The Segways are more the stand up with like the handlebar kind of things that are two wheels.
Yeah, that's what I thought. This thing was just
Yeah.
like a no handlebars, no nothing. It was just a wheel with two spots for your feet, and that was it.
Yeah, the Segways have been around for a pretty good while now. See, you get you one of those. You can have you like a major sale and get you a Segway, and just the motion of you standing but riding electric all over town.
Yeah, that'd be dangerous.
Oh, I know it would, because you would start stopping at stores and having bags of chips hanging off of it and food and everything else. So a
I
lot of
just believe get an old school moped. There you go, a bike with a gas tank, and
do
some of
you
them even have pedals on them.
do you remember way back in the day the mopeds that used to be there that had the pedals on it?
Yep,
Honda used to make those.
I remember those. What the?
Lord, you got a whole
Dude,
tribe coming in.
See, this is the only thing I don't like about the phone. Well, it doesn't have the little silence switch on the side, so you have the action button.
Yeah,
But I have the action button set for camera, so now if I want to silence the thing, I actually got to like go in and
I got you.
I
Yeah,
can't just turn the volume down.
but don't they have the action button where you could click it multiple times to do certain things?
Oh, I don't think so. One, two.
Well,
No,
I
I
think
don't
you have
think
to go into the settings. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but
I think the action button just like you could change the action, but it only has one action. Like either it's camera, vibrate, silent, whatever.
yeah. Well, dude, if you tap your screen, your little camera thing's sitting there ready. So
Yeah, but it's kind of nice to
just
when
click the
you're
button and have it ready to
the button
go.
like a camera.
Yeah, it's true.
Not that I take pictures that often, but still.
You can catch the action quicker. Marcus filming TikToks now.
I've
Who's
I
Marcus?
deleted my TikTok. I didn't delete my channel, but I deleted the app.
Yeah, I
I
put
can't.
the app on my phone, but I never even made an account to get into it. And I was like, nah, I don't want any part of it.
Yeah, I didn't delete the account, but I got rid of the app finally.
People used to send me TikToks all the time, and I could never even open them because I didn't have a sign in to actually look at the shit. So I would never even get to see shit anyway. I'm like, I don't want to get involved in another social media thing. I'm in enough.
Yep.
Oh, he's talking about your boy.
Oh, my North Korean son, or my real son. I got two kids. One's fake, one's real.
No, Bachelor. He just stepped up to the 15. He couldn't wait.
Well, it's not new anymore. It's like the old.
Yeah, he couldn't wait the month and a half for the 16 to come out.
Be a real man and trade that bike in for a pogo stick.
Wow.
What do you got to be?
Wow.
I've never been on a pogo stick before. I don't think.
I think the one time that pogo went down right now, it's probably that's it. The shock has been broke.
Yeah, it ain't got to go back up.
Unless there's like a big and tall store they make for pogo sticks. I don't know. Shit.
Oh, man.
No, what I was saying was because I know you can relate to it because you are closer to age to me. I remember being little and we had some friends that had the Honda mopeds. They had a little motor on them, but they had the pedals on them too.
Yep.
You talk about those things weighed a ton already. And trying to pedal one of those things would absolutely kill you. Is like, no, we got to be motoring on this thing. And they were slow as hell too anyway.
Those things were so awesome. You could pedal it to like a gas station if you ran out of gas.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't make it very far other than going to a gas station.
Nope.
Get an electric green machine. Oh, the green machine. You talking about the old school big wheels?
Shit.
The green machine big wheel that had, I think it had 3 wheels on it.
I mean, do they do some custom ones and like billet aluminum now or some shit? Because that plastic ain't gonna do shit. Mark needs to do a live on a big wheel. Yeah, I don't. Unless y'all are creating some. Dude, I remember being a kid having a big wheel, and I know every kid did this, but dude, we would ride ours or have ours until there was big holes in the middle of those plastic tires, even though you could still keep going on them. But as soon as a hole would pop up, we'd like dump gravel and shit down into them just to hear them rattling and crap or whatever.
Yeah, those things were cheap as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But they had one called the green machine, which had like levers on it. That
the hand levers, yeah, because you could get sideways and all that shit with them.
Those are for like the advanced kids.
Yep. Yeah, those were for the kids those were your friends that actually would have some money, their parents, and they would have those while you were still riding the janky shit.
Yep. Those were badass. A little complicated to steer, but they were still cool.
If you like Suron, check out Stealth Bomber, same thing, 3,000 from China, Alibaba.
What the fuck is a stealth bomber?
Ain't nothing I'm buying from Alibaba. I can tell you that. That's just like me spending any money that I would never do on Temu.
Exactly. Temu and Alibaba are pretty much probably the same site. Temu, you might actually get your stuff though.
I don't know though. I've had people come up to me here recently going, dude, have you ever ordered anything off of Temu? And as soon as I hear it, I start to laugh thinking, oh my God, they're about to tell me a story of something they've, and they'll tell me some shit that they've bought and just like was astonished that they paid so little for such a good quality thing. And I'm thinking, dude, you don't know good quality then, because there ain't nothing good coming off them sites.
It can't be. Unless you're buying something simple where quality doesn't really matter, but I would think, yeah, there's nothing you're buying that's quality off.
I don't know. When they're doing commercials for engagement rings for $2.49, I just sit here and think, yeah, somebody's about to get married, gonna buy a Temu ring, but there you go.
Yeah, someone's buying me a Timu ring. That's probably a bad sign. Venture, holy shit, hippie! Talk about an old store. Venture's older than Kmart and Zare.
Zaire, I forgot all about that place.
That shit was old as shit.
Zaire was like the beginning ages of a Target, but it was
Yeah,
much better.
pretty much. In China, they're shutting down Timu. Isn't
I
that where
don't know.
Timu's at?
I don't know how they are because that place is like it's kind of. I don't know. It seems like it's fairly new,
Yeah, I thought it was like. I
and
thought
they
it was.
got everything. Ginger, you ain't seen no damn Microtech on Temu for $39. Well, you maybe have. I don't know.
I agree, Troy. That is pretty high for an engagement.
It's just the way that the commercial was done because that commercial played for a while. And it was like a couple standing there or something like that. And dude's like about to pop open the big generic box with a $2.49 ring, knowing there ain't nothing real about it. And the stone on it was something that if it was real, Trump would probably have a hard time paying for it. So it's kind of like, you're getting some bogus shit right up. I don't know.
I think like Timu Fast. I think all those like places are probably the same building. It just they all have
Yes.
different names and different websites.
Fast Tech. What was the other one?
Gearbest.
GearBest. GearBest actually would have some decent shit on there, but it was scary to order back in the day from them because you knew again, when you order something in the States, most of the time, you're probably going to have it in a week or less. But you order from somewhere like that, you could be 3 to 4 weeks out. And if the order never shipped, who are you going to go complain to?
Yep.
So,
They may not last. Timu offices in China are being stormed by angry vendors pissed about returns.
well, I guess that could be then.
eFun Top. There's another website.
Later, Ed. Take care, brother.
Later, Ed. There was that one site. What was it called? Angel Cigs, I think. It was in the U.S. So they shipped out of the U.S. and they had dirt cheap vape stuff, like really cheap stuff, like
What was
$5
the
edible.
other? What was the other big one that was Heaven's Gift?
Heaven Gifts, yeah.
Now that was I believe that was a pretty legit site though, correct?
Yeah, that was pretty legit. I think it was
Yeah,
China, but it was still kind of legit.
but they were pretty. I think they even did shit with like back in the day with some of the shows, kind of like sponsoring a little bit
Yeah,
and doing some things.
they did. I don't know if they're still around. Are they still around? I don't think so, but they are not around anymore. Oh, they are, but it's a completely.
It's not even vaping shit anymore.
It's all like the whole website is just Chinese now. It used to be like where you click on it. It's
Ah,
still a vape site, but it's all in Chinese. It used to
but
be
that's
like,
because they're not able to probably ship it out to the U.S. anymore.
yeah, it could be. Oh, that's pretty crazy looking. Pretty crazy.
David Swearingen. There's a man I hadn't seen forever. How you doing, sir?
What's up, Mr. David? Good old health cabin. I remember
Health
that.
Cab, man, I forgot all about them. Holy shit, yeah. Health Cabin, I forgot about them.
I'm still waiting on an order from GearBest for 4 years ago.
Made it to Miami Customs. Yeah, that's. I remember though when I first got started in this, I hadn't been doing it long, and GearBest reached out and said, "Hey, you can go on the site and pick one thing out if you would do a review." And of course, they hit me in heavy at the same time, and we found the most expensive DNA they had on there, and said, "I said this is what I want." And they said, "Okay," and I'll be damned, it showed. So I was like, "Wow,
Yep, I remember that. They used to do that with everybody. Like, pick something off the site, and you pick the most expensive thing. And like,
hell yeah."
how about you get this instead of that?
Are you sure you wouldn't want this little RDA that we just had come out? I mean, think about all the stuff you could do with this RDA. You don't want a DNA device. I'm like, shit.
Yep. This package came in, it actually had a customs like form on it. I've never seen that before, like a customs little filled
Really?
out form stuck to the box. Yeah,
Who
from the
was the
UK.
carrier, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, was it? Shit, I don't remember the. Oh, I think it was. Well, I was in the mailbox, so I think USPS dropped it off. I
Well, it'd
think.
have to be if it was in the mailbox. Well,
Yeah,
pretty much,
unless
yeah.
yeah, I think, but it wasn't in a USPS like labeled box. But I remember there was like some kind of weird customs like printed sticker on the back. I'm like, oh, I actually got past customs. Like, okay.
Look at Omar. Omar jumping in, but he ain't talking about pods. He's talking about electric cars now.
When we talk about electronic cars, look what happened in South Korea. Look what happened in South Korea.
Simon says, had my triad off GearBest. Yeah, I mean, he used to. GearBest was always. Between GearBest and Fast Tech, I would say GearBest was a
A
bit
little
more
better.
reliable,
Yeah.
but Fast Tech had a bunch of shit on their site.
They had like everything on that site.
And then, what was the other one? I think somebody in chat just said it a minute ago because they had nothing but clones on there. Was
There
it?
was someone said Eberson. That was another site. GearBest, Heaven's Gifts.
What was the? Well, I don't want to say. Started with an I. What was the big clone site? Something Vape. God, I can't believe that's already just sprung out of my head.
Someone will mention it.
Somebody mentioned the big site that was nothing but clones.
I
3F
3F
Vape. That's
There we
it.
go.
I don't know why I had I stuck in my head. Yeah, 3F Vape. Omar says, pod systems, I can say the Caliburn as a line is the best out there. Well, there you go.
You haven't got the Vupu yet, Omar.
Yeah, you might wanna test your Vupu out. I'm sure that you've got a shit ton of them out in Egypt.
Sourcemore is still around. Holy shit. I remember that site. I used to get all my specs off that site for all the products I used to review.
Holy
So they'd
shit.
always be pretty detailed with all their information. They have boxers on there too. Here we go.
That's pretty bad. I'm iffy about ordering from 3F. I don't have a problem with clones, but I just hate waiting that damn long. That was the only thing with them. Again, it was another company that was kind of like iffy that first off, you better be using some type of burner credit card. And second of all, whenever you place that order, again, what I just talked about a minute ago, dude, you could probably be 3 to 4 weeks out. There was no like really good estimate of when your shit was going to show up.
Yep. I think I ordered something from oh god, what the hell's the name? I can't remember all the names of these Chinese sites.
I
One
know
time, and
there was so many of them, but we used to
yeah,
know them all by heart. But now a lot of them are gone. But
the deals were so good. It's almost be like, well, why not order this? Because what am I going to lose out on $5? Like,
yeah, yeah, because they would have a lot of the stuff that would cost you upwards of 100, $200, but they had the
hmm
clones of this shit. Of course, you know, if you were showing it off on camera doing something like this, you were going to swear up and down you had the authentic and you didn't have a damn clone shit. But
but then some of that shit back then was so expensive. Like you could only buy the clone. Like some of those
yeah,
RDAs.
oh yeah.
And like I ain't gonna spend that much on a fucking atomizer. I'll just get the clone for $15.
But I used to hear people say that they had the authentic in something and they would buy a clone just for the hell of it. And they said, man, shockingly on some of it, it vaped just as good, if not better. And it's like, holy shit, how does that happen?
Yep. Like a lot of the K-Fun clones were just as good as the original, if not better.
3F Vape got dropped by PayPal, so I dropped it. A lot of folks, a lot of things you can't do PayPal, vape wise, or you have to be kind of careful, especially when somebody would leave comments.
Like this is for a vape device.
Yeah. PayPal's real picky on what you can and can't do, so you've got to be creative sometimes with PayPal. I'm afraid all my Shermans came via China. Man, I've still got.
I think wait, the Sherman tanks were made in China.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They
Yeah,
were
designed
designed
in
in like Canada, but made in China.
Yeah, those are made in China.
Yeah.
Just like the Goon, also made in China. We all thought it wasn't.
I remember when we got our first Shermans when we were in Detroit. Dude gave us all one.
They were good atomizers, no doubt.
I've still got mine. I've still got
Yeah, I still got a Sherman too.
what is it? The Sherman 25 RDA, that big joker.
Yeah, I forgot I think they had 3 of them. Then they had the RDAs.
Yep.
I bought a bunch of spare. Yeah, a lot of the Chinese sites were good for spare parts like glass and post screws and shit.
I know, because again, speaking of glass, like when I broke the glass on this damn thing, I've got an order from freaking Germany or whatever just to get replacement shit for this crap. And you already know, this is where they get you on this stuff. You're not going to pay more in shipping for something that you need. You're going to make it worth your money if you've got to automatically pay that shipping anyway. So you're going to buy other shit on there, just like I did. I bought other pieces for this tank. And of course, it came well over the price of the shipping, but it's like, dude, I couldn't see buying like a $10 piece of glass and paying 20 something bucks in shipping. Yeah. It's like, I'm going to make this worth my while, but.
That's why, like, whenever I bought something from a site in a different country, I always made sure, like, just buy the extras, because you never know if shit goes wrong. It's going to be a bitch to try to get a replacement for it.
Well, what sucked with this one is that I thought it came with an additional glass. I didn't even think of it. But sure enough, it didn't, so.
QP Designs is coming out with new stuff soon. Yeah, they had great... just because it was made in China doesn't mean it was bad. I think some people kind of thought it was made.
Well, that's another company that's UK. QP was actually doing their stuff out of Canada, though. I thought.
No, QP was always designed. I'm pretty certain it was all designed in Canada, manufactured in China.
Speaking of QP, I stumbled across. What is the guy's name that we used to talk to all the time?
The guy that used to make that juice?
The dude that made the coils, that did the RDA with QP.
What's his name? Oh, God, his name's on the tip of my tongue.
Wasn't it Coil something?
No. Yeah, no. What was his name? Someone will say his name in chat. G something. J something or G something. I want to say GD Coils, but that ain't it. JD Coils. No, that's not it. What's his name?
GD, was it? It was something around like that. But I stumbled across that RDA, and I know he had sent it, but I guess I'd never wound up reviewing it, and it was still brand new in the box, never even been taken out yet.
Holy Jesus.
And that was from not Coil Turd. It's God, what is Giovanni? It was Giovanni, that's his name, but what was his name?
It is ready.
All right, something GM coils.
There it is. I knew it had coils in there.
GM coil. That dude was cool as hell.
Yeah, he was. He made some damn good coils because he sent those to us a long time ago, and man, I used it. Those things were great.
Yeah, he made really good coils.
Yes, Troy, it was G-Spot. I'm sorry, it wasn't GM coils. Thank you,
there was a G-Spot.
There was that too.
MAGA coils.
I'm surprised we don't have somebody making MAGA coils now, but
they've got the shoes out.
Yep, give it some time. All right, folks. Well, Mark's mom's screaming at him for dinner, so I guess we're gonna wrap this shit up. But I have no idea. Anyway, we will return next Tuesday, willing that there's still a planet left for us to return on. So if not, looks like Mark's got a new trend going. So we'll have what? We'll have Friday and Saturday night drinking videos and then daytime bike riding videos.
Yeah, maybe drinking on the bike.
Dude.
That'd be interesting. That would hurt, actually. No, that...
Dude, you should get up early on a Saturday and get ripped and then go ride the bike all day.
I could barely ride a bike sober. Like, just barely without getting hit.
Lord.
Bye, Billy Lee.
So is this something you're going to do every day now?
Yeah.
With video?
Yep. With video. It kind of keeps me motivated.
Okay. Well, there you go. So I guess you'll be able to watch something every day then up until next Tuesday. So there you go. Are you still cranking out the night videos too?
Yeah, I got that one disposable. I got some juice reviews.
I said night videos.
Oh, no, I haven't done any. No, I don't think so.
You just did one the other night. You're telling me you ain't done a video.
Well, yeah. I think I'm going to take a break on those for a while.
Oh, okay. So that means Saturday, that'll be coming along. Every time I hear a break's coming up, it's by the weekend it's happening again. So I think the last I've seen of you was I happened to turn my computer on and you were positioning yourself to lay down on a table. It looked like a table in your driveway with a computer next to you.
Yep.
You were doing some, you was having your little block party thing, but
I got a strike not a strike, but a warning for copyright, but they didn't tell me for what. And I couldn't play the video to see what it was for because it wouldn't load the video. But because normally when you play music, you'll get demonetized. You won't get a warning or a strike, but this time I actually got hit with copyright infringement. And it said, since it's the first time, this is only a warning, but next time it'll be a strike.
well, here's what I feel like it would boil down to, because I've seen streams in and out, and most of the time when I hear music blasting on your end, it's either Aerosmith or Guns N' Roses. So I would think one of those two bands right there have caused some damage.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
And I would imagine too, I would even think more Aerosmith than Guns N' Roses would cause a tiff with YouTube, and especially if you haven't like altered the sound somewhat. Because if it's just playing like that and playing for an extended period of time, they're going to hit you.
Yeah, I finally got hit because usually you're just like, we're demonetizing it, but this time, nope. They're like, you know what? We're hitting you this time. We're going to teach you. I'm like, all right, I won't fuck around no more. Sorry.
Yeah, you better be careful because pretty soon they're going to get like, you know what? This dude ain't learning his lesson and warnings ain't doing shit. So let's just go ahead and pop a strike on that channel real quick. But there you go, folks. I guess you'll be seeing everybody here and there, but up until next Tuesday, we will see y'all then. Y'all have a good one, and we out of here. Later.
Later.
Let's see. Let's do.